They think he's a righteous dude.
So today, we are ranking top 80s teen movies. Like it or not.
So why don't you make like a tree and get out of here?
Molly Ringwald was the 80s, bro.
The 80s.
If you were an 80s teen, you went to Molly Ringwald.
Me and her will interface.
Yeah, she's probably somebody's baby. Oh.
Mister, if you don't shut up, I'm gonna kick 100% of your...
I don't have much of a cheering section.
You got me.
Welcome back to the Twerk Ethic Show.
Oh, we're back. We're so back.
Back with a vengeance. This is another episode in our 80s series. We've done some good ones.
Mm-hmm.
Some real good ones.
Giddens.
And today we're talking about freaking teen movies.
Yeah, we are.
And they're fun. They're fun.
They are.
I think the 80s got the teen movies right.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're talking about comedies, how they got the comedies had their own delivery. I feel like the 80s teen movies were very relatable.
Yeah.
And they were very real and authentic.
Yeah.
They didn't have like the beautiful characters. They were very real
Yeah. Okay.
characters
Mm-hmm.
that had authentic, messy lives, just like a normal teenager would. And,
Yep.
you know, like
Big time.
whatever they were going through was the biggest thing on earth, which that's what
Yeah.
it's like being a high schooler,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. And you didn't see a lot of people going through what you were going through because there was no social media back in the 80s.
Totally.
And you kind of went to the movies to get away from all that.
Yeah.
So, and then like, but also not in some movies, in some cases, you saw other people dealing with what you were dealing with. And so that, you know, either helps you or didn't, but most of the time it definitely helps. So
Yeah.
you're not the only one going through this.
Yeah.
So, but welcome to
true,
the
yeah.
serious episode of Twerk Ethic Show.
It's good. No, it's good though.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Like, and it kind of 80s made the outcast be okay. Like,
Sure.
not even okay. They celebrated it.
Yeah.
Like you need to, you know, that was like the hero of the movie.
Yeah.
Was
Be
that.
you.
Be you.
Nobody was preaching that
Be
back
you.
in the day.
Yep.
So-
Totally. Oh, that's good. That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. This is what we do on the Twerk Ethic Show.
Today's episode is 80s teen movies. 80s teen movies.
We're doing it.
Well, Mount Rushmore. We're going to do 4, 3, 2, then honorable mentions, and then 1. We don't have to rank them here, but we do.
Yeah.
So,
Just to separate them. That's all.
Cooley, could you tell me in the words of, or in the style of Harry Connick Jr., do you have your list?
Well, I got it right here. Yeah.
What is your,
I turned into Jim Carrey. For
that's true, like the mask.
Yeah.
What is your number 4 80s
Ooh.
teen movie?
You ready for this?
I am. Not.
This is a mixture of teen. Well, I guess they were. No, they were teens too.
Mikey, come on. Our parents are worried. It's dinner time.
Yeah.
Why don't we go home? Home? Why home?
The Goonies.
Oh, yeah. That's a teen movie.
Yeah, for sure. One of my favorite movies of all time, The Goonies. Nice little adventure and
Totally.
starring Sean Astin, who later became Rudy,
Rudy.
and Samwise Gamgee. Booyah.
Boom.
Not a bad career.
No.
Just saying. And but I loved all the kids. Corey Feldman and the kid who played Data, and then Josh Brolin. And actually, there's a scene with all the kids are together in the basement, and they're planning on like going or trying to figure out where to go to find the One-Eyed Willie's treasure. But it was like in the midst of all this chaos, and they were just arguing back and forth. And Sean Astin called Josh's character, who was Bran, That was his character's name, but he called him Josh, and they kept it in the movie
No
because
way.
nobody caught it
Oh wow.
because it happened so quick, and he was like, "No, Josh, this is like," and then all of a sudden it was the next scene or whatever.
There's something buried under there. Josh, don't touch it, Josh.
You
The
heard it
next
here.
shot.
You heard it here, folks.
There you go. I know some Goonies backstory trivia. So it's kind of nerd I am. I'm from the Goondocks, bro.
From the 80s,
Boom. Yeah, exactly.
where nerds are cool.
Yep. And Chunk was one of the funniest kids ever, so.
Is that the kid that did the truffle shuffle?
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Truffle Shuffle, and he was Sloth's friend. I'm going to take care of you.
I'm gonna take care of you.
For those who
Such a
didn't,
sweet moment.
Because I love you. Oh, I love you, John. Oh, I love you, Sloth.
for those who did not watch the Halloween episode, share the fun fact about the disease he had when he pulled his shirt up.
Oh, yeah. And the kid who played Chunk, I can't remember his name right now, but he had the chicken pox. And the first scene in the movie when he was up there, that was one of the first scenes they shot. But he was telling the story. He was like, I didn't want to tell anybody. I didn't want to tell the kids or the directors or anything because I didn't want to get fired.
Yeah.
Because I was afraid of you guys would fire me. And he's like, because he's like, now you could see it in the DVD or Blu-ray or whatever. It's like you can see like little tiny specks on my chest and stomach when I left my shirt up. And he was like, but he's like, back then you couldn't tell.
That is
So, because it was SD, now it's
Crazy.
HD.
First, you gotta do the truffle shuffle. Come on! Do it!
Cut it out, Mo.
also. Have you ever had the chicken pox?
Oh, I had it twice.
I did too. It was
A nightmare.
horrible,
Yeah.
and I cringe when people say the words calamine lotion. So that brings me back.
Yeah.
And,
Calamine lotion and bath and flakes.
yeah.
Had to do that
I know.
because I had them pretty bad.
I did too.
Me and my brother had them at the same time.
That might have been me. I don't remember. I just remember it was terrible.
Yeah.
Chicken pox, terrible.
Of course, me and my brother got sick at the same time anyway. No matter
And
what.
head lice was terrible too. I had that one.
Oh, yeah.
That was
I remember
bad.
going home with a slip of paper and my mom was like, head over the sink now. And started washing my hair and I was like, uh-oh.
Okay, before I throw up, let's move on.
Okay, cool.
That's a good one. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not
Anal fissures too.
The Office.
Yeah.
Who wrote this hysterical one? Anal fissures.
That's a real thing.
Yeah, but no one here has it.
Someone has it.
Okay, my number 4.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you've seen this movie because I think I brought it up and you haven't, but maybe you. We'll see. My number 4. It's more of a rom-com,
Okay.
but it's good, and that movie is called "Can't Buy Me Love."
Ronald! Ronald! Go for it! Ronald!
Oh, I've seen it.
Okay,
Love that movie.
Yes,
Yeah.
Maybe it's my wife who hasn't seen it.
Oh, okay.
I get y'all two mixed up so much.
Yeah.
yeah.
No,
Dude, this movie to me,
doesn't need to be further discussed.
it's McDreamy himself, Patrick Dempsey,
Yeah. Nerd.
nerd, and he for $1,000 he hires cheerleader Cindy, played by Amanda Peterson, to pretend to be his girlfriend.
His girlfriend, yeah.
And show him the ways of being cool.
Which I think is a great deal.
That's
by
a
the
pretty
way.
great deal.
Yeah.
The thing I'll always remember about this movie is them riding away in the sunset on the Snapper lawnmower.
About kissing. Yeah, it's important. That's a must. Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Like-
Did you have Snapper growing up?
oh, heck yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I had the
sure.
same lawnmower he had.
Nice.
But them riding away. But I have one more quote and then a fun fact. But basically, you said this earlier, and I wanted to call it out. You said that 80s is all about being yourself. This whole scene. So do you remember the scene where the baseball player, the jock, he's picking on Kenneth, the redhead. I can't remember that actor's name. He's pretty famous.
Oh, okay.
But he's picking on him.
Yeah.
And then Ronald, which is Patrick Dempsey, comes over and sticks up for him. It's like in the outdoor lunch area.
Oh, yeah.
He takes the baseball bat and he like hits the table.
Yeah.
He's like, when you were young, you injured yourself. You fell out of the treehouse. And who helped you back? Kenneth. And then Kenneth
That's
goes,
right.
yeah, and you cried all the way too. And like,
that's right.
He basically gave him this speech. And at the end, he goes, and I wrote this down. He's like, it's just tough enough to be yourself. And I was like, And then they pan to Amanda Peterson.
Yeah.
Cindy.
Yeah.
And they were like, they panned to her, and it's like, boom. She fell in love with his character.
Yep.
You killed it. Can't Buy Me Love.
Yep.
Because that part, he did.
Great movie,
He
man.
did the right thing.
Yeah.
And
great movie, great song.
Great song.
Love that song.
Buy Me Love.
My favorite part of that song are the
bass
verses.
Part? Oh, and the bass on the verses.
Oh, yeah. That's what makes that verse.
So,
it's a fun fact.
Nice going, Paul.
Really fun fact. A fun fact. Yes, it is.
This is very Beatles, by the way.
If it ain't fun, it's not.
Hit it, JT.
I'm seeing how loud I can do it. And sharp. Fun fact.
Jazz.
This is kind of interesting to me. So the original title was called Boy Rents Girl.
Oh, wow.
But that was changed because it sounded a little sexist. But here's the fun fact.
Yeah.
The film was named after the Beatles song Can't Buy Me Love.
Sure.
Disney had to pay Michael Jackson $100,000 to use that in their movie because he owned the rights.
He owned the rights. That's right. Oh, wow.
Weird.
100,000? Is that what you said?
100,000.
Back in 80s standards, that's a lot of money.
Some change.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, that's my number 4. I'm so glad you saw that movie.
Yeah, I love that movie.
It's great, right?
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's such a teen movie.
Yeah, it's definitely a teen rom-com.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. So,
and yeah.
Oh, sorry.
And I had a crush on Cindy too. Obviously,
before he does the baseball bat, the jock does the best 80s jock line ever. He was like, So Patrick Dempsey jumps in to, like I said, to stand up for Kenneth.
Yeah.
But before he really stands up for him, the jock goes, "Don't make me laugh, lawn boy." Because he cut her grass or whatever.
Right.
Anyway, you're number 3. What you got?
Oh, man. We talked about this not too long ago. Nostalgia. All sorts of things. And it's Karate Kid.
Oh, you're the best around. Nothing gonna down.
Yes. That movie, God, you talk about 80s.
Have you ever seen the trailer? You should look this up sometime.
Probably.
The trailer itself is the most
I bet.
ridiculous 80s thing you can imagine.
Yeah.
But
can we react to that?
Yeah, sure. 2
Already
minutes.
love it.
This is the end of the line. Telling me.
For Daniel LaRusso,
Is this the only food you guys got?
the future seemed far from terrific until he met the right girl.
She's beautiful. I say she's beautiful. I think.
She is.
Is that your address?
But that only angered the wrong guy.
You know, country club at 9:30. Definitely.
Then, in one man, he found a teacher.
Oh, the ghost.
Oh, the late, great
and a friend.
Pat Morita. The Washington Nationals hat.
Lesson about the balance, not just karate. A lesson for whole life.
I don't have much of a cheering section. You got me.
Even the announcer.
His body.
Oh, I know.
Takes me back.
And most of all, in his mind.
Concentrate, focus, power. No mercy.
Columbia Pictures presents The Karate
font.
Kid.
Yeah.
What kind of belt do you have?
JC Penney 398.
That dude had some great humor, man.
So 80s.
So dry. Yeah.
That's a good teen movie.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even
Big
think about
time.
that one for some reason.
Yep. That and Johnny, put him in a body bag. Yeah. These guys were ruthless, but they were hilarious at the same time, though. So, and Elizabeth Shue. Oh, God. You see that hair? Just 80s.
So 80s, dude.
She's so cute. Man.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice one, dude.
Dude. Karate
Okay.
Kid, man. I love it.
Number 3 for me.
Wax on, oh, wax off. Yep.
Number 3 for me. Introduced me to this song that I played earlier for you.
Mm-hmm.
And that is Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Oh.
And the song that I got was this one.
Yeah, she's probably somebody's baby.
I got that. I actually found that song from this movie.
Oh, okay.
That's Jackson Brown, Somebody's Baby.
Nice.
Such a great tune.
Yep.
Okay.
That's a good one.
You want to talk about a nostalgic movie? This movie is the most 80s. Man. And it's one of the most accurate feeling high school experiences.
Mm.
And it turns out there's a reason for that.
Oh.
Cameron Crowe spent a year undercover at Claremont High School in San Diego just to gather stories for, I think it was the book first.
Okay.
But the book was published in 81 and adapted into this film. But that's why this is so real, is because they actually followed along with real high schoolers. And
okay. Oh, well.
You know,
well, there you go.
But another fun
doing your
fact,
homework.
Another fun fact that I did not know.
Huh?
First time big screen debut of Nick Cage.
No way. First movie, huh?
No speaking role. He works at the fast food place. I think it's called All American Burger.
Nice.
He's credited as Nicholas Coppola.
Oh, really?
Which is, I'm guessing, his real name.
Okay.
But actually, I don't know what his real name is.
Yeah. I think that is it.
Okay. But
it's either, and Nicholas is either his first name or his middle name. I can't remember.
He was the only cast member under 18 because he lied about his age. Worked out for you.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it did.
Worked out, Nick Cage.
His face off.
You've got to mention Con Air.
Yeah, I know. We always do.
Yeah. What's a quote? What's a Con Air quote?
Drop the bunny.
Okay. Another first time debut, Forrest Whitaker.
Oh, wow.
He was the football player, Charles Jefferson.
Okay. Dang. Wow.
So, yeah. And then my favorite.
Should be first times at Ridgemont High.
This movie is this, it's so amazing to me. And my favorite hilarious quote was Judge Reinhold, this guy.
Oh, yeah. Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah.
Nice.
So he's working at
the Santa Claus.
I think it's called like All American Burger, right? And they have
Okay.
100% guaranteed breakfast or something.
Yeah.
So this guy comes in and he complains about it. And he's like, you know, I didn't like this. I want my money back. He's like, well, you ate all of it, you know?
Right.
And then the guy just keeps pushing and pushing and pushing.
Yeah.
And he keeps escalating. And the customer finally goes,
It says 100% guaranteed, you moron. Mister, if you don't shut up, I'm going to kick 100% of your ass.
Nice.
great. That line,
I love it.
Line always, anyway, that movie's great. It's super, puts you back as a high schooler.
Yeah.
Even though, I went to high school almost 20 years after that.
Yeah.
It still felt like high school.
Right.
Anyway.
I gotcha.
Such a good movie.
Yeah. I totally get that.
And then obviously Sean Penn's character, Spicoli.
Oh, yeah.
He's the stoner.
Sean Penn's one of the goats, man.
Yeah.
Gosh, he's so good.
Okay. Cooley, are we at 2?
We're at 2.
Hit me with your number 2. What you got?
Oh, wait. I'm not. No drum line. This just made it in the 80s. 1989. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Nice.
If this works, you want to go to the dance on Friday?
Can you dance?
I'd love to.
Nice.
Yeah.
That is a teen movie.
Yeah. So it's, because, I mean, Russ and Amy were definitely in high school, and then his little brother, shoot, what was his name? Well, there's Nick, which was Amy's brother, and kid with glasses. And then, gosh, what is his name? Ronald. Yeah, that's right.
Ron.
Yeah, Ron.
Yeah, Ron and Russ.
Yep. And then Nick and Amy. Selinsky.
Yeah,
dude. With
Wayne Selinsky.
Yep.
It was a quiet Saturday morning.
Zelensky, get an arrest! It's Saturday!
125 pounds of pure, unadulterated muscle Russell.
I put on 20 pounds of pure, unadulterated, blitz the quarterback, and rip his head off muscle Russell.
That was his dad. Big Russ Thompson.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. And then, dude, Ron was hilarious. He's like, when he was defending the backyard, and then he shot him with the arrow, but it had super glue on the end of it. He's like, super glue. He's like, he's sounding. Just yanks it off.
Yeah.
What's on this thing?
Super glue.
Super glue.
This is a good call too, because I forgot that most of the movie is with the kids.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well,
big time.
They're not kids, but
yeah,
right, with the teens.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Nick was pretty much the only kid.
Yeah.
The rest of them were teenagers, but I just thought of that one because obviously I love that movie, and it was with the kids most of the time anyway.
Yeah.
But it was about them too.
Yeah.
So, in that backyard, man,
that was one of the most creative movies.
Oh my gosh,
ever.
Yep,
like that. Nothing had been around like that I remembered.
Nope.
That was so fun. I remember being like, "Wow, this is so cool."
Yeah, for sure.
The big blades of grass and and the cereal, like that was cool.
Yeah, cereal and one of Nick's cookies.
Yeah,
the oatmeal cream pie.
Yeah.
Dude, I love some oatmeal cream pies, bro.
Me too.
Little Debbie,
son,
nothing but the best.
We used to have those all the time.
Yeah.
We had those and Nutty Buddies.
Oh yeah,
and
I remember those.
Every now and then we had the fudge rounds.
Oh yeah,
no, not fudge rounds. Star Crisp. Star Crunch.
Star Crunch. Yeah. Dude, I had too much of those, and then now I hate them.
And brother,
I don't like them anymore.
let's have a moment of silence because this time
Debbie die?
This time of year, no.
Oh,
those dadgum Little Debbie Christmas tree cakes.
Oh, dude, anything Little Debbie, bro.
Oh,
well, almost anything. Like I said, Star Crunch, I'm not a fan anymore because I had too many of them. Yeah.
Do you remember Will Ferrell dressing up as Little Debbie on Jimmy Fallon? That's so good. Okay,
hilarious.
Where are we, buddy?
You're number 2.
Are you done with your? I think you said most. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good one. And again,
Rick Moranis.
Oh, the 80s.
Gosh,
he was so the 80s.
Yeah, he was.
What did we talk? Oh, Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters. Yeah. Oh, Dana, it's you.
He was so good.
It's so awesome. I miss that guy.
Number 2. Here's the thing. I meant to say this earlier. I'll say it now.
Okay.
I had to adjust my list because we've already done a John Hughes episode.
Right.
And for the 80s teen movies, you can literally just put nothing but John Hughes.
Oh my gosh.
And you'd be fine.
Yeah.
So I do have John Hughes now, but
okay.
I had the first 2. I'm like, I can't be John Hughes the whole time. So
okay.
But now
I feel you.
My number 2 is John Hughes.
Okay.
And that's a movie called 16 Candles.
Me and her will interface.
John Hughes' directorial debut.
Fun fact, ready? Never seen it.
You should see this movie.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that lightly. It's a great movie.
Okay. Well, yeah, if it's John Hughes, it's going to be good.
And like, there's a lot of things in there that are very telling of the times. You know, they were passing notes instead of texting. You know, it's the same. It's the same thing.
I know about that.
But you know, it perfectly portrays what it's like to be a teenager.
Yeah,
that movie is
for sure.
That's why I think you should watch it. Because like for example, like I told you, you remember as a high schooler, like literally everything in your life was the most important thing in the world. Like there was no life after high school.
Yeah,
like it was like whatever's going on, it's like the most important thing.
Right.
So Molly Ringwald has a crush, and it's just, you know, stressing her out.
Yeah,
and she's just like not okay. It's the, you know, the most horrible thing in her life, right?
Right. Yeah.
And her dad comes in and gives her like total excellent dad advice.
Yeah.
And he goes, you know, honey, the reason they call it a crush is that, or he says, no, that's why they call them crushes. If they were easy, they call them something else. And I was like, booyah.
All right.
Booyah.
Yeah, Dad.
But that's kind of what the whole movie's about.
Yeah.
Like, of how high school was everything to you.
Yeah.
Until you got out of it and you realize.
Which it should be.
Yeah.
That's the only thing you got to worry about.
Yeah.
Studying.
Yeah.
That's all you got to worry about. You ain't got to worry about money. Just let mom and dad handle that.
Yeah.
Until you're out. And then that's it.
But I love this movie. I think you should see it. And they had challenging filming conditions.
Oh, really?
So there's a school dance scene that's a big part of the movie.
Yeah.
All of those scenes were filmed in a gym without air conditioning. So that was well over 100 degrees in there.
Jeez. Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, I could, but I don't want to.
So, all right.
Sounds like hell.
So we're honorable mentioning.
Oh, here we go. Yeah. I've got those.
Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
I don't have a long list, but I do have pretty good honorable list.
Yeah, mine's not as long as the 80s comedy.
No, mine wasn't either. Or it's not. Labyrinth. Breakfast Club.
Yes.
Ferris Bueller. Teen Wolf. Hoosiers. Gremlins. Can't Buy Me Love.
Oh, it's in your honorables. Heck
it was.
Yeah, dude. Heck yeah.
Yep. For sure.
Man, that's a good movie. Okay, my honorables.
Yes, sir.
3 in a row are John Hughes. Breakfast Club. Pretty in Pink.
Oh, okay.
And Weird Science.
Molly Ringwald was the 80s, bro.
The 80s.
If you want 80s teen, you went to Molly Ringwald.
Absolutely. Then 2 from Rob Lowe. St. Elmo's Fire. The Outsiders.
Oh, yeah.
Say Anything. Stand By Me. I also had Teen Wolf.
Oh, okay, cool.
Because, I mean, it's in the name.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Number 1, Nate.
Ow. Number 1. Back to the Future.
Back to the Future.
Is a curious thing. Make a one man weep, make another man sing. That's the power of love. Can you feel it?
All right, come on. I think we're safe.
You know, this time it wasn't my fault. The doc said all his clock's 25 minutes slow. Doc?
Why did I think of that? That's in my honorables then.
Oh yeah, okay.
I'm adding in post.
Yeah,
I'm adding in post in present.
Adding in present?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
But you can do that for sure. The
total teen movie.
Dude, absolutely. I think Michael J. Fox was 17 at the time, somewhere around there. And then the people who played his parents.
I was going to say
she was young.
Yeah, going back in time, it was all about the high school.
I almost said Caroline Ray, but that was a show that she did. Lorraine.
Yeah.
No. That's her character's name. Leah Thompson.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Also in Beverly Hillbillies.
Oh, that's right. Wait, who did she play?
She's the bad guy girl.
Oh.
And she's also in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
She's also the mom in Dennis the Menace.
Yes, she is.
So,
and her daughter is somebody.
Oh, really?
Yeah, her daughter is in a rom-com that I just saw. I think her name is Zoe Zoe Deutsch or something like that.
You talk about original movie. This movie was super original.
It's one of the best stories of all time.
Yeah, it was basically Inception, but without the dreaming.
Yeah, yeah. It was insane.
But yeah, it was the accuracies of and you know, going back and forming another alternative 1985 timeline. Of course, that was part 2, but still part of that series anyway. But just the thought of time travel was just like, I mean, it seemed feasible. Well, these movies made it seem feasible anyway. So I was just like, wow, can this really happen? But
her character name was Laura Jackson. I'm not going to put this on camera, but do you remember that? This is Beverly Hillbillies.
Oh, okay.
She was like the...
God, I haven't seen the movie in a long time.
93 was when that came out. Go ahead.
Okay,
Sorry.
gotcha.
I had to look up the Leah Thompson thing.
Oh, okay. But but him and Doc Brown, great character.
Great Scott.
Biff, one of the best characters of all time. What are you looking at, butthead? Think, McFly, think. Just always like knocking on his head. I was like, oh my gosh. It's like
great character.
Growing up with a brother for sure. And why don't you make like a tree and get out of here? Always said it wrong. This is the best ever.
So why don't you make like a tree and get out of here?
And then part 1 when he's driving that 46 Ford.
Oh yeah.
Pristine.
Is that the one with the almanac in the back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was later on. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that kind of cut me like, because that came out
in the back. It was rhymed. Anyway.
Oh yeah. That kind of got me into old cars too, because that was like the first.
Oh, okay.
But like, I mean, when the movie came out, I was like 7 years old, so I wasn't hardly into much of anything except for music, and that's pretty much it. Well, movies too, obviously. But when I saw that old Ford, I was just like, that is amazing. I didn't know they made them like that back in the day, you know? So, because I grew up in the 80s and you had Ford Tempos and, you know, not the greatest machines ever.
I mean, Back to the Future, you could argue is maybe one of the best 80s movies total.
Yeah.
Like in general.
Oh, yeah, for sure. One of the best movies ever.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe any decade.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's you know, like people will still have Back to the Future parties on, well, back in 2015 in October. That was the year they went to the future in part 2. And so I went to parties and I was like, man, everybody's just nerding out and I love it right now. So,
and also like who wouldn't want to do what happened in that movie? Like, of course you would want to go back in time and change some things.
Yep.
You know,
for sure.
But then them, you know, showing like how you can screw things up.
Yeah.
You know, it's just beautiful.
And it was all loosely based around family. Just like, I want to if I can make my family better, then I'm going to do it this way.
Yeah.
And so, but I remember my dad telling me the premise because I just didn't get it at first. And I remember my dad always saying, it's like, well, you see them now. They weren't like that. Mom had a drinking problem. She was overweight and she just wasn't a very, very good mom. And now when you go skip ahead and he went back and changed all that, now the husband and wife are talking to each other. They're in love. And, after all these years. So I was like, so it was definitely a big family moment thing, especially for my dad. So, cause that's what he taught me about the movie. And I was like, awesome. I'll never forget it.
That's awesome. All right.
Great Scott.
My number 1.
Yeah. Let's hear it.
JT's number 1. I said that because you said that a lot. My number 1 is another John Hughes.
Nice.
One that you've already mentioned honorably.
Okay.
Freaking Ferris Bueller.
Yeah.
It's number 1.
I figured.
For me. Number 1.
Yeah.
Mainly
great movie.
Because I always watch this when I called in sick. And
yeah, that's right.
You know, leave it to a classic teen movie. I just wanted to hang out with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were, I just wanted, like, I watched that movie because it kind of felt like I was hanging out with them.
Mhm.
It's like,
Yeah.
you love that.
Yeah, dude. Absolutely.
So,
We'll be part of the gang.
this movie was written in only 6 days. One of the greatest movies of all time. 6 days.
Sheesh.
He was a genius.
Yeah.
He's a genius.
Definitely, man.
Some of my favorite
So
lines. Life's moves. One of my favorite lines is life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
Mm-hmm.
Great. And I quoted
line.
this in our John Hughes episode, but Ed Rooney, the principal,
Yeah.
it's like, I don't trust this kid any further than I can throw him. And then Grace, she's like, well, with your bad knee, Ed, you shouldn't throw anybody. It's true.
What was her other line? He's a righteous dude.
He's a righteous dude.
Well, he's very popular, Ed. The sportos, the motorheads, geeks, sluts, bloods, wastoids, they all adore him. They think he's a righteous dude.
That one was hilarious.
If you didn't check the other episode out,
Yeah.
the dad and mom got married in real life.
That's right.
Ferris and Cameron, which is Matthew Broderick and Alan Ruck, were best friends well before they started shooting the film.
Oh, wow.
And it shows.
Yeah, for
You know?
sure.
Ben Stein was not supposed to be on screen. He was just supposed to be heard. But it was so good that
Bueller.
Yeah. Bueller.
God, so famous. Even if you haven't seen the movie, you know that quote.
Exactly.
But
And then the last thing I have was that the house was real, and I've been to it.
that's right.
And I said the wrong thing last time.
Did you say Long
I
Island?
said Long Island.
Yeah.
But it's actually Long Beach,
Okay.
California,
The West Coast.
the West Coast.
That makes more
and it's
sense.
real. Still there today. The
Wow.
shutter colors are different,
Yeah.
but I've been there, and I you talking about nerding out like you talking about with Back to the Future.
Yeah.
I nerded out.
Yeah.
Because it's one of my favorite movies ever
Mhm.
since middle school.
Yeah.
I've watched this movie.
Yeah.
But
Same with Back to the Future.
In terms of teen movie, I think that's a good way to describe it. It's like it either makes you feel like a high schooler or you want to hang out with them.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like, I want to be there.
Yeah.
You
For
know?
sure, man.
Like Can't Buy Me Love. I mean, I wanted to be Patrick Dempsey
Mm-hmm.
because I'm like, I related to him.
Yeah.
Of like, wow, like he's a good guy.
Yeah.
He just
nobody knows.
Yeah, nobody knows. And then they finally know, and she falls in love with him for his character. And I was like, that's me, dude.
Yep.
I'm a good dude.
Yep.
It can happen to me.
Absolutely. Me too, man.
You know? And then
Lauren Jabara.
She's a bitch.
that's it, man. 80s teen movies.
Yep.
That was a good episode.
Dude, so good, man. I like it. All these movies, I mean, I've seen pretty much most, well, from your list anyway. I've pretty much seen most of them. And 80s were just a good time.
It's a good time.
For movies and music. And it was just so different. And it's its own thing. And like when you put on a movie from the 80s, you're just like, oh, yeah, that's from the 80s.
Yeah.
You can instantly tell.
Yeah, totally.
So, but which is why I like which is why no Cracker Christmas.
Yeah.
Which is why I like Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Because it's, you know, the cinematography's, you know, now, but very, very good take on 80s culture and that time period. And they did it so well.
And the thing is, stuff like that is cool when you're a kid and
Yeah.
it's cool when you're a teen,
Mhm.
but it's also cool when you're 50 and when you're 80. You never forget what it
Yep.
was like to be in high school. You
Right.
will never forget that.
Yep.
I know I
Exactly.
won't.
Nope.
Like good or bad, you remember that.
Yep.
Because it's a big deal.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
man. Well, it was life.
That was it.
It was your life.
You basically are like,
You went to school and you came home. That was it.
I remember graduating too and being like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Life is over.
Yep.
But it wasn't.
No.
We've only just begun.
Karen Carpenter. 80s.
80s.
Well, no, actually, she was 70s.
Great drummer.
Yeah, she was. Really, really good drummer. Speaking of the Carpenters, pretty soon, Merry Christmas, darling.
Well, actually,
So good.
when this airs, it ain't pretty soon. It's already happening.
Oh, yeah. Maybe just play that last part of that song because it's so good.
Okay. That's like the Christmas song. What's the one that we like? That has the harmony and it's the Christmas song.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shoot.
It's
the Christmas song, right?
Yeah. That's the name of it. But I'm trying to think who. It's probably on my Christmas playlist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I found it. It's Tex Beneke.
Oh, yeah.
He's loaded lots of toys and goodies.
All right, y'all. Merry Christmas.
And every mother's child.
Do it, Nate.
Reindeer really know how to fly.